crypto.
What's up, everybody? It is Hump Day, and it's Wednesday, which means we are back for another episode of ReTouch This. And today I'm joined by my co-host, cohort, Captain Clint Torres. He's changed his name, so he's back to Brian Linsley.
Right. Oh, I just put Linsley. Yeah.
Captain Clint.
What's up, dudes?
And we got a guest host with us today, the amazing photographer, crypto expert, Michael James Slattery. So, but he spelt it Slattery. So, what's up, Mike?
Thanks for pointing it out after we go live.
It's all good. You can change it. It's all good, man. Well, so this is ReTouch This, guys. This is our weekly podcast YouTube show that we do every week. I'm John Cocozza. I'm a professional modeling photographer amongst other different, commercial ventures. And part of my job is I have to sit here and edit tons of modeling content all the time, which is pretty painstaking and kind of sucks. So I figured, why not have on some friends, invite on models, and strippers and spicy stars, and we just all hang out while I'm editing some content. So if you guys like this stuff, please do me a favor. We are so close to 10,000 subs, everybody. Like, we are literally 130 people away. And since we're shadow banned on YouTube, which 100% no, I've contacted a bunch of people who subscribe to the channel, and they say that they don't see our content popping up when we do new content, as well as when they do searches for our content. Some of the worst videos that we've created are the ones that pop up. So please subscribe to the channel. Help us get over 10,000 subs, because I'm pretty sure once you hit the 10,000 sub mark, you are increased in the algorithm of YouTube. And, share the video. That's always a huge one. Share it to some bros. If your wives and girlfriends don't like you checking out all the hot models that we showcase, then just share it out to some bros. You don't have to leave a comment or like the video. So, but how's it going, guys? What's new with you guys?
Doing well. Last 10 days, I've spent about 5 of them in Manhattan Beach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my buddy's place is right on the beach, and his girlfriend was out of town for a bit. So he had a couple little parties, did the 4th down there, hung out, got some beach time. It's, Michael, you're in San Diego, I imagine?
Yep.
All right, yeah. So I lived there myself, and now I'm in Los Angeles. The concept of going to the beach when you live in Hollywood, it would seem so easy. But it's not a great process. So being able to go down there, crash at a place that's right on the beach for almost a week, it was glorious. So I'm doing well, and I'm excited. Actually, I'm really excited with Michael, and I think I'm going to learn some stuff, and I think this is a good angle for us to talk about. I think it's very, very relevant. So glad to have you, Mike.
Thanks for saying so. Yeah, my world's pretty much the same. I'm really lucky to do what I do. Pretty much set up a booth on the weekends, either in the park. This weekend, the past couple weekends, I've done Little Italy, paying some serious money to make about the same amount of money as I do in the park. But I'm around a different caliber of people, which is ironic. You'd think I'd make much more money. But then the weekdays out, I just finished printing, 4 face mounts that I sold this weekend. I manufacture everything myself. So whatever I sell, I end up printing during the week. And if I don't do that, I'm playing with miners and gambling in the casino of the future when it comes to this thing called cryptocurrency. Yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah.
So if I'll show everybody real quick what a little bit about Michael. Michael and I are both professional photographers here in the area. So when he was talking about face mounts, he's talking about the artwork that he creates. And Michael has a distinct style all to his own. He does these amazing time-elapsed composites of landscapes. all around the world. And Mike, would it be correct to say that you sometimes spend 8 to 12 hours at a location shooting a spot?
At times, but typically 4 to 6, 7, 8 hours. Is it okay if I real quick try to explain?
Sure, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, essentially my work is something I call Luminism. It's equivalent to like how Rembrandt, Thomas Kincaid, Frederick Edwin Church, these painters paint, where they illuminate a subject within their own minds as if the illumination's coming from many different sources. So my technique is one where I start with a camera on a tripod. I continually shoot the same exact scene throughout the day. And then from all these different captures, I shoot about 800. I'll select anywhere from 1.5 to 3 dozen different images as my palette of colors. And like your Bob Ross picture, I essentially blend colors of light from before, during, and after sunset into one. And it's a fully interpreted kind of thing, but it brings a gamut of light into a print that I could never do before with a single source of illuminations. For instance, here you're looking at Bourbon Street. You can see the light and on the lamppost that came after dark. You can see the daylight illuminating some of the buildings as well as lamps. And then the sky, that sky is many different captures while it rained a little bit. And then after the sun had set, some of that purple. So those colors are all a combination of things. And me just manipulating, kind of like Bob Ross does, where I just have all these different palettes of color and bring them together. With that said, I never intended, my intent was to solve a problem in technical terms. As photographers, look, we all know that a camera sees this much color and light, right? Well, our eyes see this much color and light, right? But I realized in college that the range of tonality that goes from infrared to ultraviolet or light to dark is bigger than what our eyes can see. I learned that, through being out on a bright sunny day, going into the dark room and waiting for my eyes to adjust. Our eyes are just like apertures in a camera that have to adjust for wherever the light is. Well, when I figured that out, I said, well, what if I take the camera and run it through that entire range of tones over these hours, and I compressed all that light into one image. I could fix all the cameras in the world that are broken because they can't capture the entirety of the light. And that's the goal with the work. But the biggest thing that's come of it is the ghosts. I go to places that are a lot of pedestrians or traffic goes to. And because I'm shooting throughout the day, I get pictures of people that are there and then not there. For instance, hit the on OB Pier right there. You can see that throughout the day, you can see like there's a surfer in there. There's a couple holding hands, guys walking dogs, fishermen. And I even closed the gate so you could read when you look closely at it. And what that's created is this: when I go out and I show my work, people will look at my work and they constantly look for something in there because there's so much detail and information that they come up with these stories. And I'll try and conclude with this when it comes to the stories. I got a shot of Lake Girls, right? And it's right around the corner for me. And this is one of the most amazing stories that I've ever experienced. If you go back, it's more recent. And it's been there forever. Lake Girls has been there forever. And this is a Navy town, so it's always been a significant place, And for what it's worth, a lot of people will look at that. I put it up because I know it's going away because they're going to develop this area. There it is. This area is going to be developed. And so I put it in my booth, just kind of a man cave shot, something to, people point out and have fun. Anyways, one day a woman comes in with her husband and her children. She sees this print on the wall. She gets really excited, but like overtly excited, not like hidden excited. I know what you're thinking, why she's excited. It's not the case. She kept getting excited, and she said say she wanted that. And so I said, look, before we go, I need to know why this picture makes you feel so good, because it was genuine. It was real. And after 2 requests, she asked her husband to remove her kids from my booth, and he did. From there, she began to tell me that she was conceived there. No, she wasn't thought of there. The manager of the establishment who built the floating castle back in the day hired a girl. They made the thing. They did the do that night that she got hired. She had the baby. She adopted the baby. This woman was raised in Point Loma here locally, had a wonderful upbringing. As an adult, sought out her paternal parents, found out this story, walked out of my booth telling me she's going to have that picture the rest of her life. So that's been the hugest blessing about this technique, and it was a total accident. And thanks for listening to that garbage. That's not what we're here to talk about. But
no, I think
very
people,
cool.
People need to know like your background, bro. It's just super unique. I mean, I've gone to a lot of art shows. I love the landscape photography as much as you, and you have a very distinct style that I think people need to know about. So,
Thanks.
you know, I'm all down with that. Speaking of styles, guys, my style primarily while we're here is the Bikini Girls. So if you guys like what we do here, if you want to support, please go check out Bikini Girl magazine. Really would appreciate it. $7 a month. We started printing issues now, so you can pick up. So far, we've got our photo feature so far, and then we've got the issue with Ayla Donovan. I would love to open up these magazines for you, but if I do, YouTube's head is going to explode. Like it will. It'll just pop. They'll just be like, "Oh my God!" You know, half naked women. So. Mike, the look on your face right there.
Well, no, because you're publishing. I thought print went away. How many magazines did we work for in the past when we were film photographers? How did you get to do that?
Okay, so
are you published? Is that self-published? How many do you
self-publishing? Self-publishing. Actually, it's made to order. So if you're out there and you go to the website and you click on print issues, like right there, our July issue with Crystal Taylor, who we've had on the show, is now available. So I print these things. They're typically 68-page matte finish, and they're print to order. So, and it takes usually takes about like 2 to 3 weeks to get it printed. So it's just technology, man. Moving forward, what we do is we design the digital magazine for each month, and then you're able to download that straight to your cell phone. And you could look at the digital magazine on your cell phone. But then what I had my graphic designer do was we laid out a print issue once I found the company that was available to do magazines on demand. And I printed a copy, sent it to myself, and the quality came out fantastic. When I talk about the quality, guys, like I really mean like this is almost a hardbound. It's really nice. I forgot. Mike, what do they call these? It's a perfect bound. Is that what it is with the solid hard? Yeah. So, I mean, the quality comes out really nice. The photography in there, I don't know if I can. I hope I can't show you any of that one. So,
who does all your layout?
Yeah. So you guys can see.
Careful.
Oh no! I know what page to open up to.
Careful.
Is it each page a full page spread, or do you have ads and layout? That's a lot. 68 pages is not easy to lay out, is it? I mean, time consuming is. Or do you have somebody else do it?
Well, what we do is we take the digital issue and I size and crop everything ready to go for the designer. And then every month he takes them and he lays them out. He does the cover. We do an editor's notes, table of contents. In the digital version, we have advertising. For the print version, no ads. The only ads is for Bikini Girl magazine. That's it. So it's almost like a Surfer's Journal style copy, 68 pages. And then I just go through and yeah, it's pretty time consuming because you have to lay everything out in 4s. So the total magazine itself has to be divisible by 4. So you got to do your cover, back cover, inset, back inset, and then your pages. But it's not too bad. It's usually when we do these photo shoots with the girls, I shoot typically 3 outfits. So in the 3 outfits, I usually turn over and retouch 100 to 150 images per model. So the girl, when they get done with the shoot, they get 100 to 150 images. They get multiple videos. They get promo videos, which we're actually going to do today. So today we're going to be working on this lovely model, Kiera Shelay, who I met at a 4th of July party. And just a gorgeous, like, African-American. This was actually at the party. She was walking around in this outfit. She had this like silver slinky thing on. Oh, here it is. There it is. So she's walking around this party just like that. And then we start talking. We had met before at a previous party. And then I was like, hey, why don't we do like an impromptu photo shoot? But
hey, real quick, on the cover of Crystal Taylor, what's Baby Ken, or who's Baby Ken? What does that mean?
Oh, Baby Ken is another model that we've shot with before.
It's female?
Yeah, her name's Kendall,
Okay.
but her Instagram handle is Baby Ken.
Okay. I was like, it was just throwing me off. I was like, Baby Ken, what does that mean?
Yeah, so this month I'll divert real quick. Guys, I think what was it, Brian? Like probably 5 episodes ago, we had Crystal Taylor, spicy film star, on the show with us, and she came down to San Diego and did this shoot with us. We had this just amazing photo shoot. So guess what? I got denied from the digital hosting platform for this cover. They would not accept this cover for the digital hosting platform. They said the cover was too pornish.
Wait, tell me again what a digital hosting platform means?
Yeah. So basically, with the digital magazine, right, you can actually, there's 3 options. You can become a subscriber, which is through Patreon. You get all the magazines, you get all the video content. If you just want to order an issue and just download it to your phone, then you can just go here and you can just click on purchase from magforest.com. So then basically I upload the PDF to magforest.com, which is a digital magazine hosting platform. And you see I had to change the cover image for them. Now, granted, I obviously appealed that. And,
I'm not going to dispute it, but what's up, Mike?
Can I segue from that in a way from
Sure.
So everybody here knows that OnlyFans is going to try and go mainstream and deny a lot of girls of huge revenue streams. With the protocols that are being built, we were speaking to a token called Cummies, which is going to potentially replace OnlyFans and allow a distributed network to provide access to consumers of this content and creators of the content that you're speaking to without the experience that you've just had where somebody is going to regulate. Essentially, cryptocurrencies are there. Thanks for bringing that up, John. That's no worries. The token's down. It went up like 20x. It was a penny. It went up 20x at its peak, and now it's back down. But because it's these non-fungible tokens, these cryptocurrencies that you can't divide into multiple, you can't buy one of them and then sell half of it. It's a whole thing, and it's connected to an image of audio file or a video or something digitized typically. Some NFTs are actually connected to real life things like homes and cars, but or like art soon for me. It's just going to where there won't be anybody policing that content, and that's what kind of excites me about crypto. So I hope I didn't interrupt.
No. I'm curious about this. What you brought up, is this something trading on like Pink Sheets, or is this what
actually?
Is
if you scroll down, John, it'll show you on the bottom the different exchanges. It's probably on only decentralized. What are those 3 exchanges right there?
Pancake Swap,
what's that?
Coin Tiger, and Biloxi.
Okay.
Pancake Swap is probably the most legitimate one, and it's a decentralized exchange, like the Dow. I mean, like the what is it? The S&P. There's the Nasdaq. That's an exchange, or the Commodity Futures Exchange. These are exchanges where you buy and sell stocks. Well, they're regulated. Pancake Swap and the bigger one, Uniswap or Aave. These are exchanges where you can go and you don't even know who the developer who created it is, but it's essentially an escrow where tokens are held and you can swap those tokens. And some of those tokens are denominated in Tether, which is denominated in dollars, or USDC. That's another one, Circle. That's always $1. When you buy and sell a USDC or USDT, which is Tether, and USDC is Circle, you are essentially getting $1. So you can trade these things permissionless without any authorities on a network that's completely transparent and more secure than anything you've ever. Well, now this is you're down the rabbit hole. Pancake Swap is on Binance, and Binance is an exchange in China run by CZ, and I would, if we're going to speak to true decentralized, I'd much more say Uniswap than PancakeSwap because of the.
So I got a question for you. So right here underneath, so PancakeSwap is actively trading $11 million in currency.
Is that the 24-hour? I can't read. It's too small. Is that the 24-hour chart?
Yeah, it's a 24-hour chart.
Yeah. And then if you look, and if you go back up to the top, you can go back up to the top, and all the you scroll back up to the top of that page, and if you scroll all the way to the top, you can see market cap over to the right, a little bit lower. You see market capitalization, which means all the tokens at their current value equal that much. And then if you scroll down, you can see a total number of tokens, total supply. So that's how you determine. On your right where your cursor is, a little bit higher. It should go a little bit higher. Higher.
Oh, market cap.
Those numbers right there. Those numbers said market capitalization and token and circulation, token circulation or something. Here, let me get on.
So here's that other one. Here's that other one that you were talking about. Well, let's not say what the name is, but we'll call it we'll call it Spicy Rocket. Now, you were saying that this is one of the NFT currencies that is going to be starting to trade for spicy content online. Like this is kind of the future. Okay.
Exactly. And again, it's something where you could buy. What they're going to do is they're going to create videos, and this is going to be instead of token, they call them tokens. And this is another cryptocurrency that's following in the same footsteps as the spicy shots. For lack of a better, and they're doing an ICO right now where you can privately go to Poken's website and you can buy their tokens before they release them to the public at a select price because you're an early investor. And what Poken's angle is going to be is they're going to take content from like old classic spicy content, if I can't use the P word, from like Ron Jeremy and stuff, and they're going to create an NFT, which is like a trading baseball card. And you're going to be able to buy a special video of Ron Jeremy that he endorses probably, and you'll pay high dollars for it. And once you own it, if you want to sell it, you can sell it for more. And what's groovy about that is, as an artist, for me, with the ERC 1155 version of the NFTs, I can program into the NFT. If somebody buys my NFT if somebody sells the NFT after I sell it to them, and every time they sell it, I get a percentage. And it's automatic. My wallet will get a percentage of that sale, and it's automatically programmed. Nobody can ever change that. It's really compelling because you have.
So I got a quick question for you. Yeah. I got a quick question. So basically, just for the viewers out there, what you're explaining is, say I sell one of my prints behind me, or you sell one of your prints behind you, and then you make that initial profit off that sale. Well, say your value and your appraisal starts going up in value as an artist. And then down the road, that buyer of, say, Les Girls, she's like, oh, we need to sell this. We got to sell it. And then she goes to sell it to the next buyer. You make nothing off of that. But what you're saying is, with this digital platform, by selling your artwork through this, every time it sells, you're going to make money off of it.
And you can program into it how much of a percentage you want.
In perpetuity?
As long as you're alive, and you can give it to your heirs as well, because it's all programmed into that product. Now, mind you, if you have a video and you just give it to somebody, that transaction's not going to matter. This only matters as long as the transactions happen through the crypto, you buying it and selling that NFT as a cryptocurrency. And even when you can transfer it from one wallet, because you hold your NFTs in essentially a wallet. You could actually transfer it to somebody, but even with that, you could program it so that there's a fee attached to a transfer, so that if it's like given to an heir or something, or it's so deep. It's just like, imagine all the BS you go through when you buy a house and all the escrow, or like when you go to an attorney and all the escrow you deal with. It gets rid of all the intermediaries. And if we look at the world today, so much of the transfer of value is usurped by intermediaries. I go to the shows every weekend, and I gotta pay and most of my sales are with credit cards. I give the banks, well, I'm lucky, I got a good deal. I'm getting like 1.5 plus a couple cents on each transaction. Well, who am I giving that money to? A bank. These banks are making the equivalent of, I think it's over $2 trillion a year in fees and they need a bailout. And they
Yeah.
need a bailout. Dude, I mean, it's my money. There's projects out there that are going back on their word because they're being regulated by regulators. But there were projects out there, Pundi X, where I was going to get paid when the freaking banks and the people, in other words, when I let the banks hold my money, I get paid because it's my money. Because why am I paying a bank to do these transactions when it costs them nothing and they're just going to steal more money anyways? And on top of it, when I make a deposit in the bank, they got this thing called fractional reserve lending. You put $1,000 in the bank, they're required to loan 10. They're just they're just corrupt to the core, and our whole world is sucking up to these people that just don't contribute anything and do nothing but steal. So you can understand when I speak like in these words, my perspective on why I'm in this space. And maybe I should back up a little bit and just go where the start was with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's essentially created after 2008, the whole housing debacle, where this guy, supposed guy, and I don't know if I buy this story, but Satoshi Nakamoto, he's anonymous. We don't know who he is. There's no trace of him, but he created a protocol that was very simple. It functions like gold, where you in a way where you use computer power to mine these Bitcoin, this thing called Bitcoin. And what it is, it's an algorithm, does two things. It confirms transactions, this network of computers that's more secure than anything the NSA could even dream of building, let alone breaking into. That create so the algorithm, while the computers are functioning, they not only confirm transactions and make sure they're secure so you can't double spend, but they also mine the cryptocurrency in a way where you're guessing essentially a lottery. What it used to be every 12 minutes, but back in May of last year, it halved into 6. And in about 3 more years, every 6 minutes will turn into the other way. Essentially you get half of the amount of rewards. Every 3 years it becomes that much harder to mine it because the difficulty adjusts depending on how many people. This is all programmed into it. And then when you guess every 6 minutes or 12 minutes, I believe, one of the two, it gives a reward to the person who the computer that guesses it. But it's not just one computer. We have pools of computer trying to guess this. The computer power that goes into this algorithm that Satoshi supposedly wrote is immense. And this is what creates the value. It's this thing they call proof of work. Just like the guys with the picks and shovels, they'd go out there and they'd mine for gold, and only a certain percentage of them would get the gold, right? And it was just, by happenstance. There is some skill to it, and there's, but ultimately the gold rush of the 1849, the guys who made all the money were the guys who sold the picks and shovels, and that's who I want to be. I don't want to be the guy looking for the gold, So,
it was the guys doing the exchanges
of Bitcoin. Well, the exchanges are making all the money. And that's what's really cool right now, too. The exchanges now, I have created this thing called, I created my own bond, but nobody bought it because I took out speculation and I took out any kind of nefarious ability for a centralized authority to manipulate the price. And I created a bond that was a real-time interest earning bond. I got 5 guys, more than that, about 20 guys in it. And they just believe in it because of the rhetoric I speak on my YouTube channel. I use a lot of 4-letter words. I'm shadow banned as well. But as the year has gone by, after I created this bond, and I couldn't get anybody to participate in the bond, or a significant number of people, I saw what Doge was doing. I found a place where I could create my own crypto without hiring a developer like I did before for the first project. And I've created this thing I call Patriot Token. And essentially, Patriot Token is just like Doge. Elongated Musk is pumping Doge token up into billions of dollars. Well, for me, as far as I'm concerned, real patriots work for a living and they know the value of a promise from a Doge. That's why I created Patriot Token. And it's essentially what I'm trying to do with it is it's a meme token. The last thing I want to do is promise you anything because I've got to fall in line with the Howey test. The last thing I need is the SEC coming after me. So I'm doing everything in my power not to be like poking or these other projects that are making promises, because that's what the regulators will come after you for. And I don't have a bunch of money to pay them off. I'll spend the rest of my life in jail if they like Gina Kane down the way. But yeah, it's a really. Well, I'm sorry.
I like the bond. That's impressive. I mean, when I was a kid, from the time like I don't know 5 years old, when I kind of was realizing what money or security is or what anything was, my grandmother, every birthday we got a bond. We all thought it was awesome. Some of us cashed them in a little early. Some of us held on to them for a while. But that's pretty impressive, dude. But I have a question about. All right, so back to the marketplace, so to speak. All right, so if I go to a TD Waterhouse, TD Ameritrade, whatever you want to call it, I open an individual savings account. I deposit $500. I can go in the stock market. I can start making trades. This is my question. So if I'm doing that with Bitcoin, with crypto, whatever, when I go to the exchange, am I depositing regular money, if that makes sense?
Okay.
Like,
when you go to Coinbase?
Yeah, like how does one actually start getting any kind of value or any form of crypto? Like what is the first step for someone to say, like, I now own crypto or I have value? Like, are you trading in American dollars?
Essentially, there's Coinbase, Crypto.com, Binance, the big centralized exchanges, not the exchanges that are decentralized that I'm trying to participate in, not like my bond that's decentralized. There are centralized exchanges that are regulated by regulators like Coinbase and Robinhood. But the thing with Robinhood is you're not even buying the real crypto. You're just buying a derivative when you buy from Robinhood. At least on Coinbase, when you buy a Bitcoin, you can send it to a real wallet. And the idea with crypto is you have your own wallet, which is secured by a seed phrase or a private key. You could take that seed phrase, write it on a piece of paper or memorize it, destroy every computer you have, and go anywhere in the world, sit in front of a computer, install a wallet, which you can do easily from any app, from any Android, Apple app, and have access to those funds. The problem is, it's just like dollar bills. If you lose that seed phrase or private key, you lost all your money, just like you lost your dollar bills if you lost your wallet. There's no PayPal that's going to say, hey, I lost this. Can you help me out, PayPal? Or like there's no Amazon where you can get returns unless whoever you're transacting with is somebody that's going to, it's very, very back to basics kind of a thing, where there is now insurance products coming out on crypto, but typically they're centralized and ruled by, a group of people that have more money than you. So
let's switch to decentralized.
So Coinbase is the most popular one.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. I was going to say jump to decentralized then, like same process. Like, so I own a computer. I can go on a decentralized site. What I'm just curious is like, what is the mechanism that starts giving me value? Like, am I depositing money from basically the banking system we know it as of now, dollars and cents, and then it's like, now you have this much crypto and you can do stuff with crypto like that. That's honestly at the baseline, which I don't get, is where
when you say do stuff with crypto, I've had a sign on my booth and I've seen thousands of people over the last few. One person tried to pay me with crypto because they're holding on to their.
Lost you right there, Michael. You froze up.
Crypto for a reason. Essentially, it's a vehicle. You guys there? It's a vehicle to try and value that keeps up with inflation. That's what. But as far as functionality goes, when it comes to you walking into a store, you have to like. I've got this thing. Here's a story for you. I went to my mechanic. I just had like $7,000 worked on my truck, right? And I went to the mechanic to pick it up. And I didn't think that I didn't bring my checkbook, so I whipped out my debit card for my business. Well, it was $7,000. So the bank, the fraud department for my bank halted the transaction. I called my bank. The bank called the fraud department. They went back and forth for an hour. It's really pissed me off because my mechanic's a really great guy. He's bought a few $1,000s of my artwork and has some of it in his shop. And I'm really upset at this point, and I don't know what to do. And he's telling me it's okay, but I'm like, dude, I'm not leaving without paying you. So what did I do? Got my crypto.com credit card. I went on my app on my phone. I had a bunch of Ethereum because Ethereum was at about $4,000 at the time. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I sold the Ethereum for dollars, and I put those dollars on this credit card in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. I gave this credit card to my mechanic, and he got paid. It's about controlling your money, dude, and owning it. That's to me. When I got a bank that's holding my money and tells me I can't use money, I want to punch somebody's eyeballs out with my fingers. and I believe.
Froze up again, Mike. We so if your camera doesn't unlock, Mike, just exit out of the stream and then just come back in if you can still hear us. So just hit exit out and then come back into the green room, and then I'll let you back in.
That's a classic still for it.
Yeah, I know.
That's frozen
awesome.
Up. Yeah, because John, the other thing, like, all right, so I started hearing like some athletes like are taking endorsements of, I don't know, just startup businesses. We have no idea what they are yet, right? And they want these athletes to endorse them, and the athletes are like, yeah, you can pay me in crypto. And like, this is what I'm not getting though, is where does crypto get its value? Like, are dollars and cents being exchanged for crypto? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know. Maybe you can.
Well, I think that's what he was talking about. That's where the mining comes in. That there's these people and they're mining the crypto, and not all of them are actually getting. So the amount of work going into the crypto, mining it, is what gives this thing value over time. So I'll pull Mike back in there. So Mike, did you happen to hear?
There he is. There he is.
Michael, did you happen to hear Brian's question about where the value, where he's wondering, where the value of each of these crypto coins comes from? Does somebody put up money, dollars and cents?
Use the athlete.
Okay, go for it, Brian. You ask him.
Okay, Michael. So some athletes, like in the NBA, in the NFL, right? Guys making a few $1,000,000 a season, like under contract. I've been reading stories over the last 6 months to a year. So they'll be approached from somebody who's like, we want you to endorse said product. Products, we have no idea what they are, if they're going to be big, if we don't like have them to do. It's like, I don't even know what it does. And they're like, but we'd like to pay you in crypto. And they're like, okay. And what I'm just curious is like, so say I'm an athlete. I have no crypto of any kind, and but I'm big time. I'm a big time athlete. And someone said, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Hit me with 100,000 crypto. Like,
it's the same answer. It's the same answer. The answer would be the same as if somebody wanted to offer you shares of Walmart if you were going to do advertising for Walmart. Where's the value of Walmart come from?
Okay, no, that helps
people
me
buying
out
and selling that stock.
Shares of something makes way more sense than what I was trying to figure out, just based on some of the information.
But same exact thing. It's the same exact thing, but it's not in a regulated exchange run by corrupt criminals. It's on a network of consensus-based programmers developing code and working in a trustless and immutable space. It's the same exact thing without scumbags, So.
In a sense, it's actually more regulated.
It's trustless. At some level, you could say that. I think we need to regulate the regulators. People know what they can and can't trust with their experience, and they don't need to listen to stories from tenured, nepotistic, inbreds who rule the world for the last. I mean, that's obviously an opinion, but I mean, there's empirical evidence to support those accusations. I mean, it's pretty clear. So like my Patriot token, right? So I just went.
Say I want Patriot token. How do I get my hands on Patriot?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let me start from the start though. I got
Yes.
frustrated with my bond because I couldn't get the bond to work with a lot of participation. So what I did was I created Patriot Token, and I went to an app called Trust Swap, and I just went in there and spent not even an hour, less than that, like 15 minutes. And I said, I want to make a token called Patriot Token because there's no other token in the world called Patriot Token. And then I also took the ticker symbol USA. And I'm like, dude, this is way better than Dogecoin. Fuck elongated mollusk. And so I printed it. And then what I did, I called Jonathan. I don't know if John remembers, but Jonathan was a promoter back in the day, did Velvet, all these places. He's a big time guy. And I called him and I said, hey, dude, you know a bunch of people. Let's do this. And so on the 4th of July, well, before I did that, I went to Uniswap, which is the most significant decentralized exchange. I took a few $1,000 and I put only a few hundred million of my Patriot tokens in there, and I paired it with Ethereum. So I have Ethereum and I have Patriot Token. Now I have a pair, and I created a pool on an exchange. So there was actual value to my Patriot Token where people could go there. If they had Patriot Token, they could go sell it for Ethereum or sell it for any other cryptocurrency because it was on this decentralized exchange.
Real quick. Go back to, you said something about you took a few $1,000s and then you stopped. What with a few $1,000s?
I took that few $1,000s, forgive me, of Ethereum. I took a few $1,000s worth of Ethereum and I paired it in a liquidity pool on Uniswap. I paired it with Patriot Token. So there's a pool. Like when you go to Mexico, you go there and you got a dollar bill and you go to the exchange. Dude at the exchange has dollar bills and pesos. You pay him a certain fee so that you can exchange those pesos for dollars or dollars for pesos or vice versa. And that's what I did. I created a pool and I created on an exchange that I own that pool. And every time somebody uses that pool to buy and sell Patriot Token, I get a fee. I'm in other liquidity pools where I'm earning per annum on total legitimate tokens because my pool, anyways, that's another token. I mean, that's another story. But essentially, I did that. And so then when I created the pool, I got Jonathan. We did a live broadcast on the 4th of July for 6 hours, and I distributed 50 million Patriot tokens to people. I paid about $200 in transaction fees to all these different people who gave me their Ethereum wallet address. I gave them 1 million Patriot tokens each. And when I put it on the exchange, I valued the Patriot token at about 0.000002 cents. And guess what? After that airdrop, people did sell because it was about $2 worth of a million Patriot tokens was worth about $2, and had a few people sell. But other people contributed more money to the liquidity pool, and some people bought. And now the Patriot token price has doubled.
Okay, so question. So now you said the Ethereum token. Is there something called an Ethereum token? How did you originally end up with Ethereum tokens?
Ethereum's gnarly, dude. Okay, once we go from Bitcoin, it gets deep. Okay? You know what a contract is? Like an agreement between two parties.
Yes.
Like typically contracts today always got some lawyer or scumbag in between you. Well, Ethereum is cryptocurrency with smart contracts. Now, that's how I used a smart contract to create Patriot Token. I created a smart contract that has an address for the token, and it has a contract that functions just like all those things I described. As far as a liquidity pool, you can create contracts to do pretty much anything that requires an agreement between one or two more parties. And Ethereum is the #2 cryptocurrency out there for a reason. A lot of governments, these central bank digital currencies you're learning about, they're riding that on Ethereum.
Okay. So
Ethereum's
let's
gnarly.
say I have no Ethereum, right? I have no Ethereum. I have no Bitcoin. I have no Doge. I want some Patriot Token, baby. How do I get Patriot Token?
I love your question, brother. I love your question. Right now, if you know me, send me an email. Well, first thing you got to do is you got to get a MetaMask or a token. You got to get a wallet, a wallet that will hold Ethereum.
Okay.
Like MetaMask is the one I recommend. You can get a token pocket wallet. You can get a Trust wallet. There's a lot of wallets out there. I like MetaMask just because it's what I've been using since the beginning. Get a MetaMask wallet, download it on your computer or your phone.
Okay.
Once you do that, it's going to prompt you through to your seed phrases. When it prompts you through your seed phrases, don't go over them. Write that shit down and put that shit in a safe place. Because someday, if you have like one Ethereum, that one Ethereum could be worth $100,000 in like 4 or 5 years, probably more.
Okay.
Based on the price that's happened over the years. So
right.
So okay, you got your MetaMask wallet. You email me the wallet address, and I will dump 1 million Patriot tokens into your wallet. There it is, MetaMask. You want to do this right now, John?
No.
Takes about 5 minutes, man. But that's how you get it. Otherwise, and then after a little while, I'm going to stop doing these airdrops. And then what you do with your MetaMask, you got to have other tokens to buy Patriot. You got to get some sort of value to exchange for it. And you just go to Uniswap, which is an exchange. And on there, you find Patriot token and you buy it. Just like you would on if you were going to buy Tesla on Robinhood or something.
Yeah.
Not really that much different.
So what is your game plan to get Patriot token out there to the masses? Because honestly, like coming from a marketing background and branding, I love that stuff, man. You have got such a great sounding like coin. You hear all these just weird names, Ethereum, Doge, this and that. It's like, no, dude, like Patriot crypto coin, Patriot coin, right?
He also seems to get it, right? Like I've talked or tried to listen to other people explain it. I'm not saying I'm 100% wired in right now, but
yeah,
he's got more of a knack, I feel like, to be personable about trying to explain it. Because I have a feeling, isn't that probably one of the most difficult things? Like true dum-dums are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it's just the indoctrination. The 15,000 hours of indoctrination we spend at schools do nothing to teach people how their value is created. And you know, what's so terrible is nobody learns in school. Real economics is two things. It's services and products. But we got politicians, we got bankers, and we got lawyers. These people use words on paper to steal from people every freaking day. And we're bowing down to these cult of personalities who wear ties till they die, that are stealing the value away from society through this fucking gibberish and this indoctrination. But if you really come down to the basic brass tacks of what real economics is, it's services and products. Those are the only two things.
Yeah. Agreed.
And so I know I lost track of what I was trying
to say. We were more just complimenting you. John had the question though.
So yeah, my question was like, I mean, like this is something I could see like really gaining ground with Midwesterners. You know what I mean? Like how you're explaining that people understand that they could take a card and start paying for things with it. And that's what people kind of understand. But having like Patriot token, you know, it's like the Patriot General Sheds, you know, that whole Americana. Like I picture infomercial ads on Fox News to the Midwesterners, and it's like Patriot token, you know, undermine the federal system, undermine the federal system.
No,
you know,
undermine. I don't want to undermine anything. I don't want to threaten anybody.
Okay, all right.
Promises. All I want to do is say Patriots work for a living and they know what a promise is worth. I want no promises. I just want people to say, look, if Patriot token pumps, I will invest in protocols where, if I get that kind of resources, where I'm going to hire developers and I'm going to create a token that's going to be stabilized based on, we're going to count supply chains. We're going to count agriculture. We're going to count water in my token that I'm going to someday maybe create that only counts products and services. And anybody who tries to influence it from a banking or a political perspective will be discounted. And then it'll be gone down because these are the parasites. And that's what a real patriot's about. And I can't make the promise that the Patriot token will be that, but I can promise you, if Patriot token goes to a penny, you guys, I will give so much money to. I'll have enough to be able to make something like this happen, because there's already protocols out there available, like VeChain. VeChain is a protocol that tracks, for instance, where the calf is born, the mother and the father of the calf is born, and how the calf is raised, how the calf is slaughtered, where the leather goes, all the way to your Louis Vuitton bag. Walmart's using VeChain right now to track their eggs. VeChain is going through the roof. dude, I got it at a penny and it got up to 20 cents. VeChain's long term, and it's really, and there's another one called the Graph, which is a token that does indexing all the blockchains, kind of like what Google did. Google indexed the whole internet. Look what Google did. Just by indexing the internet with this, you look at Google, it's got one bar. It's the most simple thing in the world. But what's behind it is gnarly. And with this kind of data that's freely accessible, because nobody can stop me from using this data, I could coordinate. I mean, I could get together with much smarter people than me, because I'm not that smart, and create something really significant, which blows me away, because there's only a few people like Andreas Anatopoulos and a few real heroes in the space, but the preponderance of people in crypto are no different than Conor McGregor. They're just butt whack, rectum talkers, they're the whole space is full, and it's really unfortunate. And not that I'm a savior, and I obviously have, extreme kind of opinions sometimes, but I truly believe that, I mean, you guys are into Star Trek, to infinity and beyond, man. I mean, the human potential is unlimited, and what's killing us are the parasites that are determining what people are worth. When there's people, you know what it was like for the guy who invented the tampon, the hell he went through to create the tampon, and the liberation that he provided women? That guy should be iconized in history books, in my estimation, but he's not. We all know the story of Tesla and Edison. We need to rewrite history. And I think this is a huge opportunity. We're a bunch of pirates in this space. There's no time in history where you could create a currency and not go to jail.
That's a good point. And I'll tell you why I'm super curious. So when I first got out of college, way back when, first thing I did was working for TD Waterhouse. Like, I was a broker. And I was immediately, I swear to God, in the first 3 weeks, I actually got a promotion to go into retirement plan services, because of the way I could talk to people, right? Like, so you're getting older people, right? Usually retirement plans they're like, what do you mean minimum distribution? Because I turned 68. Like, what are you talking? You're making me take my, like, all that stuff. But, I've always found the market intriguing, but I also feel like it is rigged in a sense, unless you kind of have excess capital to really take big swings. I've had minor success, and these are more, it was almost like more like winning a 10-team parlay. About 8 years ago, I bought a penny stock at a nickel. I think I bought 10,000 shares. 5 years later, it hit the NASDAQ. Now my shares got cut in half, obviously. And I think at the point I sold it was only like $12 or $16 a share, but blah, blah, blah. I'm always curious in this stuff. And that's why, like, I do hear more about it. John is, I feel like, well, I'm cranky old guy. Like, John and I are pretty much exactly the same age. I'm cranky old guy in here, but like John, I feel like, is one that sometimes is willing to kind of, like you said, like, look towards the future, even if it sounds a little wacky. Like, you're right. The first dude was like, hey, I'm going to go take this, what I'll call a tampon, and tell a whole bunch of women, you're going to want to put it in your vagina. It's going to make your monthly time better. They're probably like, dude, you're a pervert. Right? Like, that guy, you're probably right. That guy probably went through a lot.
Oh, and it wasn't the women that were pushing against him. It was mostly men who were pushing against him.
Right. Because then he might make more money on an idea they didn't think of. Right. But I'm really curious about this.
So women's liberation. That's what the whole thing. Yeah.
Kinda.
Or it's like, did you ever hear the story about the guy? They made a movie about it with Greg Kinnear. It was okay. Windshield wipers, right? Like, windshield wipers weren't a thing for a while, and a dude kind of came up, or there might have been, like, maybe at some point, but like a guy really came up with what we know as the windshield wiper today. It was bona fide. Like, everyone thought it was amazing. Long story short, can't remember if it was GM or which, or Ford, one of them, and like, just, absolutely stole that out from under him. The guy got nothing. And as we think of it now, it's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, it is. It's like the same guy that invented the umbrella for a cocktail drink, right? Doesn't seem like a big deal. But 5 billion of those have probably been sold, right? Even if it's only a penny. Like, I find crypto mysterious and very, very curious about it.
Will you have a website, Mike, for your crypto eventually?
I have one for Bitcoin. Because I'm working with a team on the Patriot token. I'm trying to get a developer to create an API so you don't have to use Uniswap to buy it. And that's not going very fast. I don't want to. The developer I used to do Bitcoin now is, because of the price of I paid him in cryptocurrency, and one Ethereum at $300 is a lot different than one Ethereum at, well, it was 4,000, but now it's $1,900. So for what he's asking for me to do, I might end up having him. But I'll treat token thing. I got to be honest with you. I'm not super. I mean, maybe next 4th of July I'll do another dump. I'm kind of like, one of the things I've learned over in my life, like it took me 10 years. It took me years to sell my first art print of my luminous views when I came up with the actually first one in 2003. I didn't sell my first one until 2008. And one thing I've learned is, I got this Patriot token. I own this name, which is pretty freaking cool. But it's no different than Dogecoin. It doesn't do anything. And I did that because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get in trouble with anybody. Essentially, Patriot tokens, like clearly are the way I want to project them is just a baseball card. There's 800 billion of them. And I have 800 billion baseball cards that I'm hoping people will buy and sell and hold on to, because I think sometimes I really hate the idea, but names and cult of personalities really having a huge influence on the people that were indoctrinated through schools and and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out how to mitigate that. I'm definitely not the personality. I don't have the resources to buy that kind of media to pump it. So, it was fun. I really kind of like, I got what Patriot token was me going, I can't get my bond token is called Pitcoin, which is participation in immutable transparency is what it stands for. Participation in immutable transparency. And I was so frustrated over the last year of not being able to explain to people, look, the whole market is based in speculation. This is killing us because what it provides the opportunity. You've seen it when you worked at the finance company, where big whales come in, they pump everything up, and then they dump it, and all the little guys are left holding the bag. And that's what's going on with crypto, and it makes me sick. And that's why I created Pitcoin. I removed the speculation. I pegged the price to Ethereum or Tron, depending on which network. And nobody wanted to participate in it because there wasn't that upside. And that just, it's like, so Patriot token's kind of an extension where I'm going, look, can't beat them, you join them. And I really don't have long-term plans for it. I love talking about it because people get excited. But I think that's all I got right now. Spread the word. Maybe stick a banner on the side of my van. I doubt that, but
well, what
if you got any ideas, and if you want to get a MetaMask, I'll send you some. As a matter of fact, I'm working on distributors. If I can send you some and you get a little bit of Ethereum, I'll give you 100 million of them, and you can distribute them amongst your friends.
Well,
and that's the biggest goal. That's really what I want.
I was going to say, between me and John, actually, John, I know Steve is just chomping at the bit, but he doesn't have any clue what it is. If John and I came up with 3 people each, so then there's a total of 8. In that kind, then we both get our wallet, get some Ethereum, get to the pay. Is that small building blocks? Is that beneficial? Does that help the process? Yeah,
for me,
that's how it works.
By all means, the only way the price is going to get affected is if people actually use the exchange and buy it on the exchange. But for me, it's just like anything. I mean, how many things have we seen that a lot of people laughed at in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s? It became huge trend.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, internet.
2007. What do you mean sports, 24-hour sports? That's ludicrous, ESPN.
What do you mean 24-hour news? What do you mean?
Yeah. Dude, listen to this. Of all people, my sister doesn't give a fuck about stocks, about that stuff, whatever. But she's always been very business-minded or whatever, but in the long run, she wanted a family. But long story short, I want to say it was 2008 or 9. She sent us an email. About 9 of us were on it, talking about Netflix. None of us bought it. None of us. I had at least $50,000 in the market at that point. I was trying to buy Marvel. There was 2 Marvels. There was the studio, and then there was another one that was maybe a gas. It might have been a natural gas. And bottom line, it's dumb shit. It was $45 a share, I believe, when she sent us this email. She's like, and Michael, I don't know. So I live in Hollywood. I'm working on writing, acting career. She's like, hey, have you guys heard of this? And most of us were like, not really. And I thought it was a terrible idea. Now I get the idea. I would still say this: Netflix makes terrible fucking movies and terrible shows. Like
they make a lot of them,
but they make a lot of, and it doesn't matter to them because they want all the little niches, like every little niche that exists. They don't really. It doesn't matter because it's not going to a box office. So my whole thought process was just I worked in the industry. I had the capital to buy it and a good amount of it, and I whiffed. If I had bought like 100 shares, $4,500, what would I be sitting on right now? At least maybe 400 grand.
Yeah,
dude. For what it's worth, in the crypto space, I got this thing called BRG, which is on Tron, which was essentially a it's an indexing token kind of, but it was small and it was really cool at the time. I said, screw it. I stuck $500 into it. And I did this to a lot of tokens. So I'm not telling you all the ones I did it to, just this one. And the reason I'm telling you is because that 1 cent token went to 50 cents. I turned $500 into 15,000. Sold half. It dumped after that, but $500 into $7,000, dude. I mean, that's what this space has got going for it. If you're willing to take those kind of risks, and I mean, ultimately, every dime I have in this space is I'm completely willing to lose. And that's one thing you got to really look at because there's a potential that, you could lose it all. And that's how you
I'm okay with that. I worked in, when I first moved to California, I moved to Lake Tahoe. I worked in a casino, and on occasion, actually, I shouldn't say on occasion, for probably the first 3 or 4 months, once a month, I'd take a paycheck. And remember, that's like biweekly. And I'd go to the casino cage. They'd cash it. I'd walk to the roulette table, and it went down on red or black. And it was either a great 2 more weeks or it was a really thin 2 more weeks. So I am up for the the long shot, but
and for what it's worth, it's not just pure speculation. There is some significant things. There's also some very nefarious actors that want to do like these people who are behind the whole COVID push that are doing some nefarious things too. But what's so great about those individuals, like Internet Computer Token, bunch of academics, they're easily fingered. They're easily fingered for what they're doing because you have to be transparent in order to participate in this realm. And that's what's so compelling, You really you're not subjected to a cult of personality who's got a big following just because, and then they can do it. They can rape little children and it's okay because of the president, It's like,
so on that note, we're gonna move on. I just want to give a recap what I've been doing this whole time that Mike's been giving this presentation on. So I was part of the thing on Instagram now is Reels, and Instagram recently announced that Instagram is going to start moving away from photography and towards video because they want to compete with TikTok and they're losing market share. So basically what I was doing here was I was taking some video footage that I had of Kiera Shelay that I filmed during the shoot. And then I was creating vertical reels and clipping out like my favorite segments that I thought was the best. And then what I did was I dropped those down here onto a timeline and I cropped them. So I have them working off of this templated timeline. And then I just create like a second timeline. And then I can go in there and create 15-second and 30-second reels and then drop in my music, export them all, send them out to the model. She can use them. So that's what I was doing in the background for that. And then if you guys want to go check her out, this is her name is Kiera Shelay. And dude, smoking hot content on Instagram. Go follow her. She's currently at 30,000 followers. Let's get some likes up for her. I mean, total babe. So
she's definitely WCW material.
Oh, 100%. She's definitely Women Crush Wednesday material. 100%. Which we got to do that next week. We'll do a Women Crush Wednesday, or maybe we'll space it out. But you can see she's out there. She's shooting with tons of people. It's fantastic. So, but we're going to move on from that, and we're going to get into what's in the weird news. And this is a segment that we like to do. We pull a bunch of news articles from recent weeks and just basically talk about the absurdity of these, what's going on in the world, a little bit more lighthearted. So the first one is Jesus Christ, Paul Verhoeven creates a movie for the Cannes Film Festival of lesbian nuns.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
And the movie's called Bonetta. Is that it? Bonetta? And the movie is about racy sex content in the convent. So
now there's also like, have you guys seen? I think it's oh god, is it called Little Nuns?
no.
There's a movie with Davy Franco, James Franco's little brother, who's also an actor. Aubrey Plaza.
I love her.
I want to say John C. Riley.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in a sense. It's comedic, and it goes in a few different directions. But Aubrey Plaza's character and some of the other nuns, one of them's not necessarily a nun; she's more hiding out. But it touches on these same things. And Vanner Hooten, now what it was, he wasn't a Basic Instinct guy. Was he the Basic Instinct guy?
I can pull it up right now on IMDb, but I just kind of thought to myself, I was like, wait a minute. Are we now taking scripts? Are we now taking scripts from spicy movies? Is that what? Because I am pretty sure that this exact plot line has been used in several spicy movies.
Right.
A convent and nuns in there, and so Paul Verhoeven from the Netherlands. So he's definitely a little racy. Director of RoboCop.
Okay. Yeah, I knew he had some stuff in there that we'd recognize. Oh, Starship Troopers.
Oh, that's it. Starship Troopers. Yes.
Total Recall.
Oh, that was a great movie. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Basic Instinct. Total Recall.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this whole run of RoboCop into Total Recall into Basic Instinct into Showgirls into Starship Troopers.
And Hollow Man, for what it was worth, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it had like a little cult following. Yeah, this guy had a nice little run there.
Yeah, I don't know too much more of his other stuff, but RoboCop, that's it, and Total Recall. That's you sold me at that. So I don't know. I'm excited to see it. So I'll give my objective opinion.
Yeah. Why not?
They don't look too hard on the eyes. The two nuns right there. So let's see. Featured film, foreign language. It was showered with a 5-minute
There's apparently
the movie was showered with a 5-minute standing ovation, and I'm just gonna say, hot women, lesbian nuns
in France.
Yeah, we're going to get claps. I mean,
right.
The ushers
in
outside
France too, yeah.
In France, of course.
Yeah,
Come on, like
I feel like though I've read 3 or 4 articles in the last 48 hours of standing ovations for said film in Cannes. I'm wondering if the Hollywood crowd is just pretty hard about being at theaters, having their festivals back, after the lockdown. Like this, I mean, let's be honest, this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of ovations for a movie. I'm like, what is that movie about? But
so keeping on the Cannes Film Fest, we've got another one here.
Okay.
Which is a sexy French horror flick where the female has sex with cars.
Oh, Titan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heard of it.
So
somewhat.
Cannes was punch drunk from a wild, violent, and sexy French shocker on Wednesday, with critics unsure if they had witnessed the birth of a genre or the worst flop of the year. That's always good.
the birth of a genre. That's impressive.
The ultra-violent
like
scenes.
I mean, are they going for the Sharknado kind of, anything goes, or really, it's kind of like
Titan by French director Julia Ducournau. That's her right there. She's pretty hot. Tells the story of a young woman who has sex with cars, kills without a care, and pretends to be a boy despite being pregnant by a vintage Cadillac. All right.
I think
I want to know what that baby looks like.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I thought I was reading more. There was even more to it. So because I know that in this film, there's Vincent Lindon's in it. He's a French actor. If he's in America, we would have all known about him for the last 30 years. But I thought I heard something that it was maybe this is a different film. It was a boy, had a sex change, came back, and then infiltrated the family, and then all that stuff goes down. Also, the sex with cars, or maybe I'm mixing up with another, because there are some that combined with, like you just said, the lesbian nun film, and maybe if the one I'm talking about is a different movie. Those are three very, very interesting, storylines. So,
well, this is a scene from this is a still shot from Titane.
Jesus.
So, yeah, we've got some really weird stuff going on here, but it's a horror flick. So,
Well,
yeah, that's, I'm just curious, like the whole, the birth of a genre. What genre are we talking about? Is this something that's going to be new on X videos and XX?
Is there a bolder statement? Birth of a genre, dude. Like that's kind of intense, right?
How is this actually taking place? Is the gear shift knob like is that's the car part? And John.
So here, no, it is the same film. So just real quick, I'm not sure how you say if it's Titane or whatever. So Lyndon's playing a dude named Vincent, a firefighter who thinks his long lost son just found him, like after years. She's actually had a sex change, and she's like pissed. I don't know, like if he's getting blamed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then then she starts having sex like with vehicles or something. So this the whole premise. I don't know if that's a genre that's going to survive, but good fucking Lord.
Hey, you know what? She pitched it. She got funding. So,
well,
hey,
I don't want to judge her, but she seems pretty good looking. I'm kind of curious about that funding.
Yeah,
like which millionaire's arm did she twist?
So speaking about twisting arms,
okay, another segue. I like it. You just nailed two segues.
hyper realistic sex dolls leave fans doing double takes to check if they're not human.
Come on. Where?
So the company Real Doll specializes in manufacturing realistic looking sex dolls, and their fans are stunned by the high quality, even asking if these are real people. Real Doll, it doesn't say where they're based out of. This might be the company out of Spain. I'm pretty sure there's a California-based company, and then there's a Spanish company doing this, or Spanish. That's what I like to say.
Spanish.
Spanish. But look at this guy's job. I mean, hey, Mike, talk about retouching images. Talk about airbrushing your models. I mean, So I guess these ones are the ones that are not the mechanical ones, which we'll get to in a second. Oh, San Marcos, California, right here in San Diego.
No way.
Yep.
Well, so is this like still picture of the woman that kind of looks like she's on a couch? Are you telling me that's a doll?
That is a doll.
Jesus.
Yep.
You got to go up there and do an Instagram for him, dude.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. I got to do a photo shoot for them.
Holy.
It's not bad.
They could be with the girls you're shooting.
So high-tech sex dolls are fast becoming so realistic that many users claim they can no longer tell the difference at first whether they are human or not. Fans have been left stunned by the realism of the sex dolls by specialist company Real Doll, which manufactures bespoke and hyper-realistic dolls. The dolls have robotic facial features, which can change expressions, as well as being anatomically accurate in terms of how they move. The company is branching out from its hyper-realistic sex dolls, making ones with features such as elf ears. Oh, okay. Yeah, because this isn't weird enough.
Of course, dude. Yeah. Come on.
So fans were delighted at the possibility of more niche dolls becoming available. So man,
we could probably do is make retractable teeth.
And when they say people are doing a double take, like, is it the lack of pulse and breathing that they're confusing with it being a doll? Like, I get it might look real, but like most people,
I don't know, man. If you walk into a room and across the room you just see two of these things sitting on a couch and you just walk by, I bet you anything those are realistic looking enough that you would think that those were two people.
But is there eye movement? Like, are they just?
Oh, yeah. There's people working on that.
But I'm what do you call? I'm probably considered a voyeur. Like I look at I look at everything in my surrounding immediately in case there's a possible threat. Like, do I need to get out of here? Like, it never happens, but I'm kind of a weirdo like that.
I would imagine those missiles right there are a big threat.
I mean,
you might poke your eye out.
I definitely look. Like, I don't have like a problem with them, but just the concept of like real or not, I find like, see how her hand's holding the phone?
Yeah.
Like, your hand can't stay in that position for long without a finger moving.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
You know, like, that's all I'm saying.
So
I'm not trying to nitpick them.
Fingers moving. This is a great one, man. Bodybuilder who married a sex doll claims that he can't feel the same thing with real women.
Good for him.
But this is the best part.
Good for him.
Guess what country he's from?
Texas.
Kazakhstan.
Borat, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Kazakhstani bodybuilder.
Does this say anything about it being a legal marriage? Like, recognized? Like,
oh, yeah. He's married to sex dolls.
Wow. Okay. All right. So they're even further out than our own left, huh?
Jankui, Kazakhstani bodybuilder Yuri Tolkomich. He's the weird guy in the village. We don't talk to him too much. Who married his sex dolls, has also revealed when his first encounter with the sex doll was and what his friends think of his relationship. That's the guy.
Man.
That's the guy with the doll. He married two of his sex dolls. Wed his first sex doll, Margot, at a ceremony attended by dozens of guests in 2020. So, pandemic, COVID, that's what happens. You kind of go a little stir crazy. You marry your sex dolls.
You combine that with MGTOW and some of these guys that are monks, they'd be able to treat their woman like the way they think women need to be treated, minus the make me a sandwich part. But,
yeah.
What is it with the
wonder
make
what
me a
happens when you
sandwich?
get a divorce.
What is it
How
with the
much do
make
they
me a
take?
sandwich part? Like, I keep hearing that. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, make your own sandwich. Right? Right? Like I have a rule in my house. My whole family's always been like this. If you're, we don't care if we don't know you. You just came up with a friend. You are family, whatever. If you're fucking thirsty, the fridge is open. Fucking hungry, go make a goddamn sandwich. You don't have to ask. Like, nobody cares. Just do it. Like, I keep hearing this about like the men go their own way. There's something about like because she won't make you a sandwich. I'm like, buddy, a fucking sandwich? That's your beef?
So my friends have accepted my decision. Sometimes they laugh and say I'm crazy, but they like and love what I do, and it's important for them. I'm happy. Yuri, who identifies as a pansexual and can fall in love with a character, an image, a soul, or just a person, recently said he is open to the idea of having a relationship with a human. Well,
hey, do they give us any?
I hope you'd consider it. Like, actually, just once. Like,
hey, John, do they give us any physical stats on Yuri? Because I feel like he's gonna have to send some dolls back in for some vaginal readjusting. That dude looks massive.
Yeah,
like,
he's jacked, dude.
He's like 6'2", 250, just fucking wearing out a fucking mechanical doll.
Oh, he there is some drama. There is some drama. We're going to this is soon going to become the next reality TV show. The bodybuilder had sent Margot away for repair after she broke just before Christmas, leaving him to spend the festival period alone. Yuri then admitted to cheating on Margot with a strange object and achieved sexual stimulation with chicken. What?
What? Wait, what was
leading to the couple getting divorced?
No. I can't.
What is wrong? What people? Come on.
This guy needs attention. He needs attention bad. Bodybuilding isn't enough to get him attention. Now he's creating these stories because that attention is satiating something. I can't imagine it would be anything else.
Can we all agree that 90% of the time, any dude named Yuri there's usually like there's an imbalance somewhere. Like they're a little out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Yuri is either terrorist, right? like definitely involved in crime.
Yeah, mafia, Russian mob.
Right. The continent of Asia. I'm assuming he's from where. I don't know if Kazakhstan's in Asia, but we know Russia is. But Yuri's are always wild cards, in my opinion.
So we were talking about OnlyFans before, guys. Well, here's a new one. The OnlyFans page for high-tech sex robots promises to show the beauty of synthetic life. So AI sex robots are now producing OnlyFans content with cyborg sex tapes and one-to-one conversations with plastic lovers set to reveal the value of synthetic companionship.
Lordy.
So literally they are recording sex tapes of these dolls, loading them to OnlyFans for people to subscribe, or subscribers basically can do one-on-one shows with these dolls.
One-on-one shows.
How does it work if it's not still life? I mean, do these things, are they anatomical? Not only anatomical, but do they have motion in them? Do they actually do?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is one of the ones. This is one of the ones that actually moves, Mike. This is
like it's her mouth and her head, though, right? Like her arms. Like does she like raise her like?
Oh my God! It's like that Sophie thing they put on and scare us all the time with. Oh my God!
So
really?
Yep, they're building men dolls too.
Wow.
So to subscribe to this channel, it's $4.99 a month.
Now I would imagine you can custom make your doll.
If you're ordering one, if you're going to order one from the company, they build custom orders. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine chicks are going to be starting to order these too.
Oh no, it's popular. No, it's
with chicks.
Yeah,
no, women ordering men. Women ordering a man.
Yeah, women ordering men. No, it's already starting to happen. Oh. Dude, you take some lady in her. Dude, this is all Black Mirror. Like Black Mirror is coming true. Like, you know.
What's Black Mirror?
Black Mirror was basically the Aldous Huxley Brave New World version of television.
It's a Netflix show.
It's a Netflix show, but the writer of the show had all of this foresight as to where humans were going with technology, and the majority of the stories were not good. It's stuff like this. It's people like one episode is about like downloading your dead child's consciousness into like a robot that looks like them.
That's like Minority Report.
Yeah.
With that being said, the guy who invented Ethereum, Vitalik, he's this weird looking Russian kid. He believes that's exactly what he's going to do by the time he's dead. And he's like in his early 30s, late 20s.
Yeah.
There's people out there that believe you can take your consciousness from here and store it essentially on like some kind of hard drive.
Well, with Musk's Neuralink, that's what he's trying to do. When Musk starts with the Neuralink,
there's just I every time I look into AI, I cannot wrap my head around the idea that an AI can come up with something from nothing. Only humans and living beings, you know, they can't. That computer, even I've seen them play chess, I've seen them make art, but all they're doing is regurgitating everything you put inside of them. Yeah. There's nothing unique or original that can come from AI based on my small brain.
Regurgitation's a great term. Regurgitate, like you hear about they're trying to use it for music, right? Because obviously like some sort of artificial intelligence, if you pump all the different types of music and sounds and beats and whatever you want to call it into some computer program, well sure they can fucking make a song, but it's not the same as like when you first hear like, you know, Comfortably Numb or something by Pink Floyd. Like, right, the first time you hear a finger strum a guitar, it does sound different. That's what I think is weird. There's nothing AI that I think works. Like, I'm not the only one that complains about using the automated things, but their options are never what I want, ever. And they're not helpful. But man,
and what's worse is elongated mollusk. He's been telling people for years. He's been making guys at GM and Ford look like idiots through his verbiage. And he's been promising people that they're going to spend $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 on a car that'll be completely self-autonomous. And he keeps making this promise because they're going to make $40,000 a year letting their car run around as an Uber. And he's been lying through his teeth. He has never got to level 5. The technology does not exist for self-driving cars, completely autonomous, that is safe, that it's regulated. And he's years away. I mean, he's not. He said it was going to happen over the last 2 years. He's made multiple promises. Hardly anybody's calling him out on it. Yeah. And it's just ludicrous the number of promises people are willing to buy.
Hey, Michael, did you see the? I think it was a put option that Michael Burry just put on Tesla. Michael Burry.
No.
Yeah. It was like last week. Check it out. You'll probably get a kick out of it. And anybody familiar, The Big Short obviously brought him into people's perspective, I guess. But
he bet on water after. But I like Michael Burry.
He bet on water, dude. Water.
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, to be honest with you, he's looking like it. He doesn't look like he's the gem that shines.
He's got to put that Tesla will take a massive drop, and it's got some people real freaked out. Anyway, just thought
Aikman did the same thing with Herbalife. Aikman, and there's a bunch of guys that do that, but generally, I think they're just. Whatever they tell you to do in the market, do the opposite. Jim Cramer says buy, sell. You know what I mean? It's just they're scumbags.
It's like in life.
So tell me how freaked out you guys would be about this. You're getting on an airplane, you're flying, and some lady in the exit row starts to try to open the friggin' door.
Dude, I heard about
and the passengers end up having to duct tape the woman to her seat.
Dude. And on top of it, the article I read made her sound like that people that did this to her were the perpetrators rather than her being the psychopath.
Yeah. Great hair woman with silver duct tape over her mouth and her arms and body seeming taped to the seat. You could see her screaming, you, as passengers exited American. They were exiting.
That was on a U.S. flight? They duct taped their mouth?
American Airlines flight 1774 passengers, flight attendants calmly nodded their goodbyes. I could just picture this as like a Saturday Night Live skit. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I do have to ask, though, now, while I believe I'm fine with if that's what she was doing with her being duct taped and mouth duct taped, but I would have to imagine she's going to have a pretty decent shot at a lawsuit. No?
Not if she tried to open up that door.
But what kind of
if she tried to open up that door, if you try to open up a door in flight, you were done. You were going to prison for friggin' long.
I hope so.
Yeah, you could kill the whole plane.
No, I get it.
So it was a 2-hour flight. It was a 2-hour flight from Dallas Fort Worth to Charlotte. Let's see here. Flight attendants began to turn on the lights, and we saw the flight attendants running up and down the aisles frantically. Plane's crew began locking bathrooms, grabbing bags from overhead bins, and wouldn't say what was happening. It was just kind of chaos. Nobody knows what's going on. Finally, the pilot spoke via intercom, asking people to stay in their seats and referencing a bad situation.
So they were mid-flight. They were mid-flight, I take it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the cabin, we've got a bad situation currently right now in first class. So if everybody could just, we're just passing over right now the Mississippi River. If you guys want to look out the window over there to the side, pay no attention to the woman trying to kill us all. It took all 5 flight attendants to subdue her and literally take her down, according to TMZ. But they took her down, put her in the seat, and duct taped her.
That's one for the books.
Yeah.
Dude.
There.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the woman was probably trying to commit, the Sioux, and just figured she'd go out like this, most likely. So, but
can't teach crazy. Can't teach crazy. That is an innate trait you're born with.
Now, if you were a passenger on the plane, you'd be pretty upset once you found that out, but maybe not as upset as the villagers who complained that the Swinger Sex Festival was too loud.
Oh boy. Where is this?
Something to moan about. Furious locals complained village's peace and quiet shattered by screaming and moaning from Swingers Festival.
Where is this? Was that Iowa?
400 swingers took part in a 4-day sex fest that included multiple dungeon and bondage.
Oh, Lincolnshire. That's Britain, right?
Lincolnshire.
That sounds like Britain to me.
The fields near Grantham, Lincolnshire on Friday to take place in a swing-a-thon. Hot tubs, naked singers, fetish demos, and a Mr. and Mrs. Swing-a-thon 2021 competition. How do you win that prize?
Boy.
Like, how do you win that prize? So It was 200 pounds a ticket, which is quite a lot. That's like almost 270 something bucks, I'm pretty sure. But according to this, let's see here. Number of people who can attend large-scale events. They don't really get into,
very super I'm trying to not say the word, very super cold friendly. I mean, good Lord, talk about the wrong time of humanity to have a swinger-a-thon.
Well, I love how this thing is broken up. So it looks like here we've got like the little playground in the middle. And then we've got the people over here who have actually like got their like dope, camping set up, or they rented a villa. And then you just got everybody out here with a line of campers.
I feel like it's like a somewhat organized fire fest that actually happened.
Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, Bob, Jimmy, Terry, Michelle, Stephanie, we're having a dungeon demo in my RV later on if you guys want to come by. So
it's free. It's free. You found some good stuff today, dude.
I know.
That is what is in the weird news for this happy hump day of July. So, but we are going to wrap things up. We're coming up on the 90-minute mark. And if you guys like the show, please do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe. We're so close to 10,000 subs, and please like, comment, share. It would really help out. Check out Bikini Girl Magazine. Check out Kiera Shelay on Instagram. And of course, check out Michael and all of his work. Michael, go ahead and plug all your stuff.
Luminous Views, Luminous, LUMINOUS -views.com. All the stuff I do in real life that pays the bills is there. It'd be great if you could look at it. Maybe if you like something and you got it wall space, that'd even be better. Not to compete with John. I mean, John's got great work of his own that he puts on people's walls. And as far as crypto, if you like anything having to do with crypto, my YouTube channel is Blockchain for What Is Best. You probably won't be able to find it. You can email me through my website, and I'd be happy to converse with you about anything having to do with that stuff. And for what it's worth, I'm still doing airdrops of Patriot tokens. Get a hold of a MetaMask wallet, get in touch with me, and let me know, and I'll dump 1 million Patriot tokens into your wallet, worth about $4 right now.
I like it.
Linsley, you want to wrap us out?
Just great show. Had fun.
Okay.
Don't really have anything. Actually, might have. What? Oh, was I? I'm sorry. I wasn't. I don't think I was. No, I was just gonna say, everybody. I hope everyone's enjoying the summer. I had a good 4th. I don't have much going on. Might have a feature that I'm shooting actually in August. I'll tell you more about that later, John. But
awesome. Yeah,
everyone just take it easy, calm down, like enjoy your life. And I'll give a movie plug. I can't remember if I told you this, John, but HBO, No Sudden Move, Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, Kieran Culkin, directed by Steven Soderbergh. No dinosaurs, no future wars, no Marvel, no superheroes. It's just an old school gangster heist, and it's pretty fucking good with some good actors.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Very
and
cool.
It's on HBO, so it's like you can watch it if you have HBO. You don't have to go anywhere.
Well, that's it for us, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday. Please make sure to share it out with all your friends. Let people know. I'm going to run the credits, and I will see you guys in the green room once they're done. Thanks for checking out this video, everyone. If Did you know that for the price of a 6-pack of beer, that you can get Bikini Girl magazine each month? That's right. You get the digital magazine downloadable to your phone or your desktop, as well as all the smoking hot, uncensored content from the shoots that I can't show on social media. Go to bikinigirlmagazine.com and sign up as a monthly patron. Or you can purchase individual issues via MagForest platform. Your support helps me continue to do all of these sexy shoots for you. The social media censors absolutely hate all of this content of beautiful women, so help spread the word to all your friends. Please make sure to like, comment, or share this video with some friends and click that subscribe button. Also, go follow Bikini Girl Magazine on our second YouTube channel and across social media to keep up with the latest hot babes.